Hello student. Now today we are going to start with the fourth lesson of the history standard 8, the freedom struggle of 1857. Now here is a lesson for you. In 1857 the great struggle took place in India which completely shook the British government. The struggle, the attack, the revolt which is done in India in 1857 that was moved give surprise to the British. This struggle did not arise all of a sudden earlier, as well as many such struggles took place in India against the British. This means this is not the only one struggle in India before this, but this is the largest one. But before this one, many struggles were already going on. The scope of the struggle of 1857 and its background was taken into consideration by V.D. Savarkar in his book The Indian War of Independence. Now here is the book written by the Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, the great revolutionary. The Indian War of Independence in 1857. Later, many revolutionaries got inspiration from it. You can see the cover page of the book, The Indian War of Independence, written by V.D. Savarkar. The glimpses of the war or struggle of 1857 is given in this book. Now, struggle before 1857. At every place where the British rule was established in India, the local people had to bear ill effects of British government. The Indians started feeling that they are exploited in every strata due to the company's rule. Now this resulted in increase of discontent against the rule. So wherever Britishers were ruling, they were exploited Indians. They were giving troubles to the Indians. Therefore, many Indians started feeling that they are exploited in every strata, every section is part of the society is got exploited. So this resulted in increase of discontent against their rule. So many people, those were dissatisfied and those were fuming inside. So discontent that was rising in their mind. Farmers and common people became bankrupt during the company rule. Bankrupt, that is totally devoid of money. They were lack of money. In 1770, there was major famine in Bengal province. The famine, that means to great drought, where there is a lack of water. That is a drought. 1770, there was a great major famine in Bengal. But British rulers were indifferent and insensitive towards Indian people. As we learned in the last lesson, that how we are taking the taxes, even though there was a great drought, even though there was a famine, even though the farmers are exploited, they did not care about them. They were indifferent and insensitive because the farmers had to pay the tax, otherwise they had to sell their lands. That was only two choices with them. From 1763 to 1857, the peasants of Bengal participated in the rebellion led by Sannyasi Fakir. 1763 to 1857. Now here they participated in the rebellion. It's called Sannyasi Fakir, led by Sannyasi Fakir. There was a person. He has taken the role of guiding them, Sannyasi Fakir. Now similar revolts took place in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and South India. So major western part of India and the southern part of India. So it was rebellion. So Umaji Naik also gave a strong fight. Now here is the picture of Umaji Naik. Now who is he? Let us get information. He organized the Ramoshis and local youth to revolt against the British. Now Ramoshi is one type of tribe and he was doing the leadership of those tribe called Ramoshis. So he organized Ramoshis, that all those tribal people and the local youth to revolt against the Britisher. Now they drew a declaration and appealed to fight against the British and overthrow the government. They inspired people in Pune, Satara, Ahmednagar, Solapur, Nashik, Bhor, etc. So these places all the people from this place, they got inspiration from this person, that is Umaji Naik. If this person can do, then we can also do. So one type of inspiration he gave to the people, those who were struggling to get freedom by the Britishers. But later on, in 1832, Umaji Naik was arrested and hanged to death in Pune. Even though he tried his level best, but that was also proved vain, because he was arrested and hanged to death in Pune. The Indian tribes and forest communities also challenged the British rule. Their livelihood was dependent on forest resources. Those people who are living in tribes, living in jungle, those are tribal people. But their livelihood also became dependent on the jungle resources, whatever the things they found in jungle, they were dependent on it. So, but Britishers also put some many restrictions on them. So therefore, they were also disappointed with the policy of the Britishers. The British laws put restrictions on it. Consequently, Bihar, Kolam area of Chota Nagpur, Gonds of Orissa, Santals of Bihar fought against the British. Now these are the tribes of the various states. So here you need to keep in mind the categories of the tribes who are from where. Consequently, you can just look at it. Consequently, Bihar, Kolam area of Chota Nagpur, Gonds of Orissa. In Orissa, Gonds were found. Santals of Bihar. In Bihar, Santals are found. They fought against the British. The Gadkari from Kolhapur. Gadkari's fought. And Fond Sawant from Konkan region, Fond and Sawant. These people fought against the Britishers and challenged them. Now let us learn one thing on page number 15. Do you know fact? Paika rebellion. From medieval times, there was a system of Paika existing in Odisha. So this is the system existed in the Odisha state. The standing army of various independent kings were known as Paika. So this is most important. Who are Paika? So this is nothing but the standing army of the various independent kings were known as Paika. Rent-free lands were granted to them for cultivation by the king. And this king was giving the rent, which is totally tax-free, to cultivate them, let them live and earn their livelihood for this purpose. The Paikas earned their livelihood through it. In return, they were supposed to stand by the king's side in case of eruption of war. But if suppose any war happens, they have to fight from the side of king. Okay, so that was the condition. In 1803, the English conquered Odisha. They took over the territory, the hereditary rent-free lands granted to the Paikas. So when British entered in Odisha in 1803, they also took charge of these Paikas, that is this tribe people land, which was totally rent-free. And this made the Paikas angry. Similarly, common man's life had also become miserable because of rise in salt price due to the tax imposed on it by the British. So there were two reasons. The people from Odisha also fought against the Britishers. First one, the Paika, as their land was taken by the British, and other, the common people revolted. Why? The tax was imposed on the salt. This resulted in an armed rebellion of Paikas against the British in 1817. Bakshi Jaganbandhu Vidyadhar led this revolt. In the army of East India Company, there were many Indian sepoys. They were ill-treated by the company. their salary and allowances were very less compared to the British soldiers. That means British soldiers were receiving high salary, whereas the Indian soldiers were receiving very less salaries and the post. In 1806 at Vellore and in 1824 at Barakpur, the revolt took up a fierce form. All these rebellions took place in their respective territories. They were local in nature and single-handed. The British forcibly broke down the revolts. That means many Indian sepoys and many Indian people, they fought the revolt, but single-handedly. That means there was no unity among them. The British forcibly broke down the revolt successfully. The public unhappiness was suppressed, but it did not vanish. The anger burst out in the freedom struggle of 1857. At various places, the rebellion took place against the British. So there is an explosion of anger in the year 1857. The discontent in the minds of the diverse classes blowed out in the form of this struggle, and its outbreak was in the form of an armed rebellion. Next, now causes for the struggle of 1857. Now, during pre-British period, there were many kingdoms in India. Whatever changes took place at the center never affected the village system. The village system continued as it is, but the British changed the prevalent system and tried to set up new system. That means previously, even though there were many rulers ruled in India, they did not interfere the economic matter of India. That means whatever system in India that was running, they kept it as a continued, but Britishers interfered it, the village system, and they changed the prevalent system and tried to set up new system. Looking at the changing nature of village system created a feeling of instability and insecurity in the minds of the people. That means people, they could not get adjusted with these systems introduced by the British, and there was instability and insecurity in the minds of people. Now, economic causes. Next, economic causes. The British introduced new revenue system to increase their income. It is for their benefit, to increase their benefit. Taxes were forcibly extracted from the farmers, as we learned in the previous lesson. Even though there was a drought, there was a famine, even though there was no production in the field of agriculture, the farmers had to pay the tax, otherwise their lands were sold out. As a result of it, agriculture system collapsed. To sell the British goods in India and enjoy profit was the policy of British. This is what they were doing. They imposed heavy taxes on the local industries. The handicraft and textile industry of India were ruined. So many, therefore the Indian handcrafts, the things of Indian handcrafts, that was compared to the British goods, that was the prices was very high. That was not affordable to common Indians. So they were common Indians that was purchasing the goods of the Britishers, which was produced in the factories in ample amount. So many Indian artisans became unemployed. They had growing discontent in their mind against the British. Next, social causes. Now, what were the social causes? The Indians felt that the Britishers were interfering in the culture, tradition, and custom of India. As we learned that Britishers made many changes in the Indian system, of tradition, culture, and even society. Even Sati Prohibition, Widow Remarriage Act were correct from the social point of view, but the Indians thought that it is an interference in the lifestyle, and hence they were dissatisfied. That means Indians, they were thinking that who are these Britishers to interfere in our social life? They have changed the way of life. That the Indian did not like this. Political causes. After 1757, the British took charge of many Indian states. Later, Lord Dalhousie annexed many princely states on various causes. The Nawab of Ayodhya was dethroned, that means removed from the throne, on the grounds of maladministration, whereas the princely states of Satara, Nagpur, and Jhansi were annexed through the doctrine of lapse. So this doctrine of lapse policy that was introduced by the Britishers, and under this policy the Britishers claimed that if the king, if he did not have the natural heir of his own blood, he is not able to run the state. So due to these policies of Dalhousie, the Indian did not consider the British as trustworthy. The discontent among the Indians, that is unhappiness, dissatisfaction. The Indian soldiers were given low status by British officers. That means always insulting, low salary and low rank that was given to the Indian sepoy by the Britishers. They could not gain any post higher than the Subedar. That means Subedar, that was the highest post given to the Indian soldiers. They were paid very less salary compared to the British soldiers. The allowances were also gradually decreased. Now, due to these reasons, there were growing discontent among the Indian soldiers. Now, next is immediate cause. That was sudden cause. What was the sudden cause of the revolt? Let us look. Immediate cause, that is sudden cause. In 1856, the British providing long Enfield rifles to the Indian sepoys. The sepoys were required to bite the end of the cartridge. That means that there was a cartridge and they had to chew it with their teeth. They required to bite the end, that is backside of the cartridge. The news spread out that these cartridge were smeared in the fats of cow and pig. Now, use of greased cartridge made from the fat of cows and pigs, this hurt the religious sentiments of the Indian soldiers and they refused to use this cartridge, as cow is very sacred for the Hindus and the pig's pork that is forbidden by the Muslim. Due to this, the religious sentiments of Hindu and Muslim sepoy were hurt and made them unhappy. So that is the immediate cause. The outburst, that means the explosion now. The disciplinary action that was taken on those sepoy who refused to use the smeared cartridge and were given severe punishment. That means those Indian sepoys, they did not accept to use of the gun and cartridge. They were given punishment. Mangal Pandey from Barakpur cantonment shot an English officer as a reaction to unjust nature of British officers. The Mangal Pandey was arrested and hanged to death. This news spread like fire. The entire regiment of Indian sepoys at Meerut took part in the freedom struggle and marched towards Delhi. Thousands of Indian voluntarily joined them. On the way, they handed over the leadership of freedom struggle to Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah and proclaimed him as Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar and proclaimed him as the Emperor of India. The leadership of the struggle of 1857 that was handed over to this Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah and they proclaimed him as the Emperor of India.